Hey guys, James Jameson here. We're under the Silverado. Recently put a lift on it. Answering the age-old question, will 35-inch tires fit on your stock 20-inch rims on your 2014 to 2018 Silverado? Well, the answer is obviously yes. The tire will fit, but will it clear everything it needs to clear? All right, since we're under here, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things. We've got a BDS 4-inch suspension lift here. No spacers, just the extended struts with the stock coils, obviously all the other good stuff that goes along with it. Differential drop, new outer tie rods, all the other goodies. This has the cast steel lower control arms, in case you're wondering. Let's get a look up here. This was concerning at first. So the kit comes with these replacement knuckles, and if you look right up there, the clearance here between the knuckle and the rim is it's pretty dang close. But it does clear even with the inside wheel weights. It absolutely does clear. So you might be asking why go with a 4-inch lift if you want 35s. Everybody puts a 6-inch lift on it. They change out the rims anyway, yada yada. Well, that's why I didn't do it, because that's what everyone does. I like my stock rims for now, as long as the chrome holds up. And honestly, new rims is just not in the budget after the cost of the tires and the lift. That was about my max spending limit. And like I said, I like the stock rims. Not everyone does. If you're reading the instructions on most lift kits, it's gonna tell you you're gonna need rims with a different offset or back spacing, which is, you know, it's probably true. I wouldn't take this setup off-roading because of the clearance that it has and that you're gonna be running into at full steering lock with a compressed suspension. It's likely gonna be rubbing in the normal spots that it would rub that you'd see. So this is a spot that potentially will rub. It doesn't rub on mine because I don't take it off-road. Regular street driving, it has not hit this ever. If it did, I could just take this mud flap off, done. The other thing you see people do on these Silverados is they'll trim this piece of the front lip here just to get that to clear. Well, mine clears just fine, so I'm not gonna mess with that until it becomes an issue. Also, most people will put 1250 tires on here. I went with the 1150. For one, I think 1250 without fender flares is probably a little bit too wide. I also don't like the fender flares. These are all my opinions, by the way. Don't gripe at me because you think that it looks good and I don't. It's just my opinion. You can see the kind of poke that we have here in the front tires. And obviously it's a Chevy, so the rear is not gonna poke as much. These are 1150, 35 by 1150s. Now if we put a 1250 on here, it'd be a little bit more poke, and then you'd see, you know, depending on where you live, you might have to put this depending on the laws. Here, there's no law that says I have to put a guard here, so I'm not going to. I don't like it, in my opinion. So let's look at some of the clearances up here up close. This is obviously with the wheels straight. We've got less than 2 inches here, about a little over 1.5 inches. Yeah, a little over 1.5 inches there. Back here, you can see we've still got quite a bit of room, obviously with the wheels straight, with them turned. You can see that clearance goes away right back here into almost nothing. Let's look at the measurements here. So we've got about 9 inches from the tire to the bottom of the fender opening. Look at the back, even though obviously the backs are never going to be an issue as far as rubbing goes. But we'll look at it anyway. You can still see we have about a little less than 2 inches there. And that's going to be a hard one to measure. Yeah, well, we'll just say that there's room. But this one I'm more interested in because I haven't even measured this yet. From the top of the tire to the bottom of the fender opening, we have 10 inches. Now I wanted this to have some sort of a rake to it. I'm not a fan of the level trucks. I know a lot of you are. You want to lift and level. I like the factory rake. So I chose this kit. It says that the rear leaf springs they were a 5.5 inch lift leaf springs. The kit's a 4 inch, although when you start reading the directions, it says 4.5 inch. I don't know. But the website on BDS Suspension says this is a 4 inch lift kit. Parts you get and the instructions you get kind of say differently. But we'll go to 4 inch because that's what they say. So I'm getting off topic here. We're going back to the 35s. Will they fit? Obviously, we've answered that question. The answer is yes, they do fit. Now that's the easy answer. The real answer is, did your truck come with stock 20-inch rims like this with the same back spacing and offset and all that good stuff? If they did, and you use this brand lift kit, then absolutely yes, they will fit. The different lift kits with different parts, different knuckles, you know, things like that could change things. But the easy answer is on the stock 20s, yeah, they fit barely. For a street truck, I think you can get away with no trimming as far as cosmetically, as far as, you know, the front lip here or that back mud flap, or, you know, even potentially, you know, up there at the top of the knuckle might need some clearancing depending on what kind of kit you have, whether or not, you know, there's a lot of variables. There's a lot of variables, so I can't 100% answer. Will it fit every setup? Can't answer that. What I can say is that it's a pretty safe bet on a 4 inch lift that the 35s will fit on stock 20 inch Silverado rims, at least up until 2018, 2019, they changed some stuff. And the bodies look quite weird now, so I don't know. So once again, I'll add in, this is not an off-road setup. This is what I obviously have set up on my daily driver, and I'm perfectly happy with the clearance. I like the fact that it's a 4 inch lift and 35s, because I think with a 6 inch, the 35s look a little bit small, just because of what we have to work with on Chevys with the square wheel openings. I'm sure everyone's familiar with that if you're watching this video. It kind of limits our tire sizes, just specifically because of that. And since this is a nice daily driver truck, I'm not cutting up the body. I'm not doing anything crazy like that. I do want it to look nice, and I don't want the tires to look too small. You know, you can fit 35s on a Jeep with basically no modification. Fords, F-150s, Dodges with the round openings. Also, 35s are a lot easier to fit, maybe a 2 inch lift. I don't know, I'm guessing, just because, you know, the Raptors come stock with 35 inch tires, you know, and we got to put 4 to 6 inch lifts on our Silverados to get 35. So yeah, it's not really fair, but I like it and I deal with it. So that's what it is. I'll take the square openings for Silverado versus F-150 any day. This is also my opinion. If this were an off-road truck, it certainly wouldn't be a brand new Silverado. It would be something cheap and ugly.